Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a production vlog for you. We are going out to a different school and doing some interviews, testimonials for students and some faculty. So here we are loading the cart off the van and getting ready to roll in for another day of production. Mike's grabbing off our flags here. We got to get camera, we got to get sound kit, and here we are just loading everything up on the van. We are definitely figuring out how to put more and more things on this cart. It's turning into a walled contraption, carrying all the silks and flags and whatnot, but we need those things. Setting up for our first interview setup, we had a little extra time here, which was nice. So we had this set up in the corner with a light shooting through a diffuser and a neg. Pretty simple. Rolling around with our big contraption here. As you can see, we've got everything we need on this cart, except the things that we forget and leave on the van and have to go back and get. But we've got our stands, we got monitor, camera, and we've got all of our flags here. So silk and neg and ultra bounce, boom on top. Here we've got stands. So we like to keep this tidy, so as you can kind of see, the profile is pretty tight, so we can fit through most doorways. Sometimes fitting through a doorway, the knuckles of the grip heads are in the way, especially with a double header where they kind of stick a little farther off. So sometimes we have to pull this whole double header off to get through a doorway, but the majority of the time, it's all right here. So we had a pretty tight schedule, lots of interviews to be done in a short amount of time. I think we had about 20 minutes per interview to set up, shoot, and tear down. So we had to work quickly, and we sure did. We had outdoor interviews, we had indoor interviews, and we got to have the whole mix.
The culture, like the family around it, just being able to go out there every Friday and just be passionate about what I do and just show how much I love Garces by being an athlete.
Perfect. Could you put in your own words, like, I love playing football at Garces because it's always fun to get to interview students and just really anyone and kind of work with them to help them say things in an articulate way and to be able to communicate something that's helpful for the clients. So these kind of testimonials are fun for us. Again, a lot of breakdowns, a lot of setups. This is a quick job. We're moving pretty quick. And here I've got Mike just running this cart all around campus. And do I look like a horrible vlogger person right now? You can see the way we have this monstrosity just loaded down. It's kind of a beast to push around. So we are putting this cart through its paces. So far it's held up pretty well. We did have to do some modifications to it in the wheel area, which we have a separate video about coming up. So here we've got some outdoor interviews where we're doing a little diffuse the sun and neg and a little bit of bounce, some of these. So some quick setups. Again, gosh, we're moving fast. I know the time makes it look fast, but we're moving fast because there's not a lot of time to get these setups in and out. We've got bells ringing. We've got students walking around. Like, there's a lot going on. And, you know, this one we had a few extra minutes to finesse it because there were students walking around. So great, we got to do a few extra things and get some bounce and stuff in there just to help fill it out. But
I came from St.
there's so much that goes into creating these setups and these interviews, and I'm so glad we're able to do it quickly because of the tools we have, because of the cart, because of just being able to roll around with all these things. And yeah, it's a little cumbersome, but gosh, it seems like there's so much gear, but when you look at the results, you realize why there's so much gear. And each of these pieces of equipment have a place, they have a job, and when they all work together, the final result is so much better than when you just grab a camera and go. And we used to do a lot of that, grab a camera and go, run and gun, videographer style, and we're really trying to level it up.
What were you saying about Justin Porter?
And you think Justin Porter loads his carts down? We kid about Justin Porter, but if you have not seen his cart breakdown video that he did, he broke down every major cart on the market, and it is fantastic.
You know, I feel like just jumping in today.
I know. Can we film the next one underwater? After this job, Mike and I had a good discussion about lighting diagrams and how it's really helpful to have them because we didn't have them on this job. And there were some moments where we were like, especially like here, where like the sun is being down, it's hot. I think that looks good. Great, let's just go with it because we have so little time. We got to run.
Opportunities to meet new people and talk to new people. It's just
So the best part is now, after a long hot day, we just come to the van and unload. Nothing like a ramp to roll your gear into the van, make things fast and easy, and it's so helpful. Now, we definitely have learned a little rolling start with the cart is helpful, and we like to do that. So we got the FX6 put away in its bag, which we really love this doctor bag. It is super beefy and holds a lot of stuff. We strap the cart down every time. We don't want it rolling around loose back there. We love a good day of production, even when it's hot. We noticed the wheels were giving out a little bit, and we're looking at the new designs that Salence is doing on this, as well as some other things, and there was a project that happened. In between these two shoot days, we're coming back for pickups. We'll detail the cart in a later video, but some modifications have been made. And here we are loading out for another couple hours of production, picking up some additional interviews, which ended up being all outside because that looked better. So yeah, sometimes you just really got to decide where you want things before you start setting them. And we made a couple changes, but we finally got a spot that we liked, and that was good. So here we were using a silk and a neg, and then the shotgun mic to make all the looks work. And we have a poly silk here, so 2 stops of light loss. We're definitely looking into some different diffusion options so we can get a little less light loss. We also have a highlight, but gosh, it just, something about it looks kind of weird and artificial, so we don't like that. One of my other DP friends suggested the highlight, and we looked at it and just went, gosh, it just seems a little artificial, so we didn't end up going with the highlight. So here's the fully loaded cart. We're at Mike's 48-inch silk instead of my 42-inch, because now that we have a van, we can fit all that, and I can start buying 48-inch. But you can see we got this thing packed out, and we now have the new and upgraded wheels. So these are the new and upgraded wheels, which I have brakes on. Which are much sturdier than they used to be after being reinforced with a lot of metal. Doing what we call the dummy check, which is where you leave and then you turn around and go, did we leave anything here? And you walk around, you look at the grass, go make sure our little sandbag marks got picked up, nothing else, no clipboards. Really, it's an excuse for me to let Mike walk that thing to the car all by himself. But we call it the dummy check because frequently we have been dummies and we have left things. And there it is, getting packed out. And we just roll this bad boy right up there after we take off the flags. All right, let's see how this thing does.
The key to getting up this thing is have a running start. You want to make sure you hit the ramp. There you go. You got your shot?
Uh-huh. So the wheel upgrade was a success, and we'll detail that in another video. Here's some beauty shots of the FX6 because why not?